Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Leverage by Mark Dawson, narrated by David Thorpe. Prologue. Onslow Square, Chelsea. It was at moments like this that the 26th richest man in London allowed himself a few minutes of quiet, satisfied reflection. The metal door to his basement was locked and bolted. Somewhere beyond the walls of his Chelsea townhouse, dusk was settling like smog over the city he'd come to consider his own. There was no way his secretary could reach him, and the members of the board would have to wait until he chose to resurface. There were no phones down here, no computers to distract him with market figures, stock valuations, and profit margins. Instead, he had only a dozen or so photographs stuck to a whitewashed wall. Some were standard mugshots, while others showed men or women on the street unaware they were being observed. In one picture, a middle-aged woman played with her small child in a sunlit park. Dead, he thought. Dead, along with the rest of them. Well, not quite the rest of them. He'd originally stuck the pictures to his wall as a sort of aide-memoire, a to-do list of outstanding tasks. It was useful to have a visual reminder of how far he'd come and how far he had still to go. But somewhere along the way, the pictures had come to represent far more than a simple administrative checklist. In a way, they represented just how far he'd come as a person. He'd begun this process as a fairly normal and well-adjusted man, albeit one accustomed to the ruthless cut and thrust of boardroom battles and corporate takeovers. He'd never been one to shy away from conflict, and his reputation as a successful businessman was built on his willingness to slash jobs and pillage rival companies without a flicker of remorse. He'd once framed the cover of a magazine that had called him a cold-hearted modern-day corporate highwayman. But he was reaching the end of this process as something altogether different. A murderer. A stone-cold killer. Someone who wouldn't hesitate to take another person's life. Each photograph on the wall carried a memory. Death by gunshot. Death by poison, death beneath the wheels of a 27-ton lorry.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?